Oh, it's happening, y'all. Today is the day. Today is the day. Today is the day that they come and turn this into something else. To say I'm nervous is an understatement. I feel like we've got the finances where they need to be. I feel like we have given an appropriate, where it's going to go. But, one of the crazy things is a person that likes to conserve things and just enjoys the fact that this is all woods. It's going to be weird that later today we will have made our very defined impact on the land and what it's like. We'll get rid of this tree that fell last week, this giant tree, one of two trees that fell because of that. They'll turn up here, this little drainage area that has a fallen tree that kids love to bounce on, into a culvert and rock and everything. It's going to look like something's been here, as opposed to that this is just, what it looked like 100 years ago. Just woods and little hills and fallen trees, and it's going to start to look like a driveway. It's going to start to look like something. That's just crazy to me, especially because we've talked about this for years now. We've had the land for over a year. We've been trying to work through finances, and the time's finally here. So later today, this will end up looking like something. I've gone through and I've tried to cut with a chainsaw all the little stuff. That's the reason it looks as cleared out as it does. Both directions, you can kind of see where it'll go. But when they come in with real equipment and they clear this out, that's a completely different ball game. That is not me playing around with a chainsaw. Not that I'm playing with it, but me pretending to know what I'm doing, and that's them actually doing it. I walked with the folks who are going to be running the major machinery just a little bit ago. We kind of walked through, and I told them I've never done this before, so I'm going to trust their judgment on which trees need to go, which trees need to stay, and what makes the most sense. Because last thing I want to do is say, keep this tree. That's a $3,000 decision, and that tree is another decision that they have to go around, and they're going to fall, and I don't know. When you grow up in town, deciding to try to tame 10.5 acres is a different thing. But luckily, I guess I'm not the one running the equipment, and I'm excited that our builder is going to be in the process and help us out. But they've got it. They got the big stuff here. I'll stand next to it so you get the size. Like, they brought out the big guns to come in and kind of get this all going. It's crazy. I'd come in here to just kind of walk around. I knew we didn't have a whole lot of time before they came in and did it. And as I was just walking about 300 feet out that direction, I heard beep, beep. I'm like, wait a second. Is that them? Are they here? Sure enough, they were unloading, so they went to go get some more equipment. I'm going to go home for a little while. And this afternoon, we start the first real step, like earth-moving step, on building a house. Dear God, please help us. Gotta help them. We trust you. And God, I pray that you bless this process. And if this is not what you want us to do, just make it very well known. In Jesus' name, amen. Here we go. Fast forward to 2.5 hours later, and things are a little different. Our driveway area is coming together quickly, to say the least. I mean, I knew things would change, but holy moly, here we go. I mean, they are much more effective than all those hours I was out here cutting with a little chainsaw. Just moving things around, pushing stuff out of the way, digging up the old pole that was there. Wow. That's straight nuts. I mean, let's just push that tree out of the way. Dig up the stump for it. I mean, you had two trees that were right there. Like, this is starting to look like a legit driveway. I'm gonna have to do a time lapse on my way back. It'll be kind of bumpy, but Holy smokes. This is insane. We're out where we're gonna put the house. As you can hear behind me, they're getting close on the driveway. It's about 800 feet from the road to this location. As you can see, he's making small effort of some of the smaller trees. We're trying to keep all the big ones as much as possible, but there's gonna be a number of these fairly large oak trees like what we have here that are gonna come down because they're just within the footprint of where we're putting the house. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-ish big old either oak. Yeah, there's some beech trees here. They're just gonna have to make way. It's just part of it. It's hard to see go though, because of, I've grown kind of attached to what we're seeing here. But that's gonna be part of the process, always was. And here we go. So they are doing what they're supposed to do. And it's crazy. It is happening. Anyway, so I can't wait to see what it looks like tomorrow. As sad as it is that we're taking forest, and at least in some part, to get the driveway in, we're gonna put the house and knocking it out. I hope to keep as much of this underbrush as possible, as long as we can get those ticks under control. If it gets thinned out, it's gonna be on yours truly to do a lot of that thinning. In the meantime, they are picking it up and moving it and getting it going. That's just impressive the way they move that stuff around. Penny's gonna be very sad about her vine. But her vine is attached to that big tree, and that big tree is gonna have to go, unfortunately. We'll get her a different vine. He makes my little pile over there look insignificant in his 30 seconds of work. Just taking some of this stuff and breaking it up, cleaning it up, so it can get through. Luckily, I told them about our trail tree back there. We're gonna keep that intact. But a lot of this brush between there and here is probably going to end up going. So it'll be more visible than it's been in 100 years or more. Take on those vines, rip them out. That is a lot easier than I was able to do. Impressive. Look at that. Just rip those things down. Get out of that tree. Good work. Just clean that up. Look at that. That is knowing what you're doing. There goes my pile. 6 hours of work. No, a lot, probably longer than that. Whoop, let's just move that over there. 10 seconds. Good work. I'm gonna have to get to actual work here in a minute. It's about that time of day that I start doing my stuff. That's so much easier and safer than what I do. Insane. Just lift that up. Bye. He's made for the clearing. So I'm gonna get going so I can get out of the way. 3 hours, he's back to where we're doing the house. He's gone through and cleared up enough for a driveway, 15 foot wide, 20 foot wide, 800 feet in 3 hours. Somebody knows what they're doing. And thankfully, he said that a lot of the dirt is good dirt. This is very similar to a time lapse that I did a couple weeks back, except for now, it's cleared out. So I'll try to get another shot of this maybe tomorrow. But it's just incredible. Penny and Leo are going to be a little disappointed. They had a tree that was over there that they loved sitting on, and that's gone. I'm a little disappointed because there was a big, not big cedar tree. We don't have big cedar trees, but there was a decent sized cedar tree right there. And I think I see some cedar over there, so that's gone. But it was unrealistic to keep some of those. This is like a real driveway now. Incredible. One of the things they mentioned is at least, I was supposed to keep this going for time-lapse purposes, but at least there is some red dirt that's down on the ground there. You can see like where he digs in, there's a little bit of red dirt down there. That means it's not going to take as much dirt to, compact in so that the driveway, when they do it, is done right. We also talked about this little area you see there ahead of me. We'll probably clear that up as well. But it's exciting. After getting close to a year and a half of dreaming, then buying, then talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, outside of me just making some stuff up, today is the day that it all changed. Stand by. We'll probably have a lot more of these updates coming soon.